Robert Nesta Marley, born February 6, 1945, popularly known as Bob Marley, was a Jamaican reggae singer, guitarist, and songwriter. Considered one of the pioneers of the genre, he fused elements of reggae, ska, and rocksteady and was renowned for his distinctive vocal and songwriting style. Marley increased the visibility of Jamaican music worldwide and made him a global figure in popular culture. He became known as a Rastafarian icon, and he infused his music with a sense of spirituality. Marley is also considered a global symbol of Jamaican music and culture and identity, and was controversial in his outspoken support for democratic social reforms. Marley also supported the legalization of cannabis and advocated for Pan-Africanism. In 1976, Marley survived an attempted assassination in his home, which was believed to be politically motivated. Bob Marley died on May 11, 1981 at the age of 36. Net worth. Marley had an estimated net worth of $11.5 million at the time of his death in 1981. That's the same as around $40 million in today's inflation-adjusted dollars. Bob Marley was a pioneer of reggae and an icon of the Rastafari movement. Marley's records have sold more than 75 million copies worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists of all time. Wealth and estate battle. In the decades following his death, Marley's music and image rights generated hundreds of millions of dollars in income for his heirs. Authorized and unauthorized licensing fees reportedly generate over $500 million in revenue per year. The estate only benefits from the authorized, legal deals. Today, the estate generates $25 to $30 million per year in royalties for the family. If Bob Marley was alive today, he would personally be worth well over $200 million. Unfortunately, Bob died without a will, reportedly because his Rastafarian faith prohibited him from acknowledging his own mortality through the creation of something like a will. Following Jamaican law, when someone dies without a will, also known as intestate, 10% of the estate immediately goes to their widow. Over time, the widow can ultimately accumulate an additional 45% share of the estate, for a total of 55%. The remainder is equally divided among any living children. And when Rita dies, the full 100% control is divided among his living children. Jamaican law also requires an advertisement be posted following the person's death, seeking potential heirs. In Marley's case, this had received hundreds of applications from people claiming to be his children. At the encouragement of some shady advisors, his widow Rita Marley forged Bob's signature on a will that supposedly predated his death. This will leave the majority of his estate to herself. When one of Marley's longtime business managers discovered what happened, he set off what became a 10-year legal battle that added up $6 million, roughly half the value of the estate, in legal fees. In the end, the Jamaican court ordered that control of Marley's estate remain with Chris Blackwell, the owner of Bob's record company Island Music. Blackwell managed the estate through Island Logic Ltd. until 2001. At which point full control passed to Rita Marley and his 11 recognized legitimate children. Early life. Bob Marley was born on February 6, 1945 in 9 Mile, St. Ann Parish, Jamaica, to Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican, and Cedella Malcolm, an Afro-Jamaican. Norval, who was significantly older than Cedella, provided little support and rarely saw his family, dying when Marley was 10. Though some sources claim Marley's birth name was Nesta Robert Marley, it's said a Jamaican passport official later reversed his first and middle names. Marley's maternal grandfather, Omaria, influenced his early musical interests. Marley began playing music with childhood friend Neville Livingston, Bunny Wailer, while at Stepney Primary and Junior High School. At 12, Marley moved to Kingston's Trenchtown with his mother, where he and Livingston deepened their musical explorations. They formed a vocal group with Peter Tosh, known at different times as the Teenagers, the Wailing Rude Boys, the Wailing Wailers, and finally the Wailers. Joe Higgs, a neighbor and successful vocalist, mentored them, teaching Marley guitar and helping them develop their vocal harmonies. Marley's mother later married Edward Booker, a U.S. civil servant, giving Marley 2 half-brothers, Richard and Anthony. Personal life. Bob Marley, born on February 6, 1945, was a prominent member of the Rastafari movement, which deeply influenced reggae music. Marley became a vocal advocate for Rastafari, promoting its culture globally. Rastafarians believe Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia is an incarnation of God, or Jah. Later in life, Marley converted to Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity, baptized as Burhane Selassie in 1980. As a Rastafarian, Marley supported the legalization of cannabis, seeing it as essential for meditation and spiritual growth. Despite legal issues, he continued to use marijuana, emphasizing its role in revealing personal truths and fostering wisdom. Marley was a Pan-Africanist, inspired by Marcus Garvey. His music often carried anti-imperialist and Pan-African themes, celebrating African unity and independence. Songs like Zimbabwe, Exodus, Survival, and Redemption Song reflect these beliefs. Marley envisioned a united African diaspora fighting against oppression, symbolized by Babylon. Marley married Rita Anderson on February 10, 1966, and had a large family, including 11 children recognized by the official Bob Marley website. Sharon, adopted; Sadella, David, Ziggy, Stephen, Robert, Robbie, Rohan, Karen, Stephanie, adopted; Julian, Kaimani, and Damien. Additional children, like Makeda and Imani Carroll, are noted by some sources but not officially acknowledged. Marley's grandchildren also achieved notability, including musicians Skip Marley and YG Marley, football player Nico Marley, model Selah Marley, and filmmaker Danisha Prendergast. Football was another passion of Marley's life. He supported Brazilian club Santos and English club Tottenham Hotspur, and made Jamaican international footballer Alan "Skill" Cole his tour manager. Marley's love for the sport was so profound that he said, "If you want to get to know me, you will have to play football against me and the Wailers." Additionally, Marley owned BMW cars, humorously claiming BMW stood for Bob Marley and the Wailers. Illness and death. In July 1977, Marley was diagnosed with a malignant melanoma under his toenail. Marley's doctor advised him to have his toe amputated, but Bob decided against it due to his religious beliefs and the fact that an amputation could interfere with his ability to perform. Marley opted to have the nail and nail bed removed, and the area was covered by a skin graft from his thigh. He continued touring, and his last concert took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on September 23, 1980. 2 days earlier, he had collapsed while jogging in Central Park and discovered during a hospital visit that his cancer had spread to his brain. After trying an alternative cancer treatment at Joseph Issel's Bavarian Clinic, Bob decided to return to Jamaica. His condition deteriorated during his journey, and when his plane landed in Miami, he was taken to Cedars of Lebanon Hospital in Miami, now University of Miami Hospital. On May 11, 1981, Marley died at the age of 36. His final words were, "Money can't buy life," spoken to his son Ziggy. Marley received a state funeral in Jamaica, who later honored him with a designated Order of Merit. Career. Born in 9 Mile, Jamaica, Marley began his career in 1963 after forming the group Teenagers with Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer, which became the Wailers. In 1965, they released their debut studio album, The Wailing Wailers, which included the single One Love, a reworking of People Get Ready. It was popular worldwide and established the group as a rising figure in reggae. The Wailers released 11 more studio albums, and after signing to Island Records, changed their name to Bob Marley and the Wailers. While initially employing louder instrumentation and singing, they began engaging in rhythmic-based song construction in the late 1960s and early 1970s, which coincided with Marley's conversion to Rastafari. Around this time, Marley relocated to London, and the group embodied their musical shift with the release of the album The Best of the Wailers, 1971. Bob Marley and the Wailers began to gain international attention after signing to Island and touring in support of the albums Catch a Fire and Burn In, both 1973. Following their disbandment a year later, Marley carried on under the band's name. The album Natty Dread, 1974, received positive reviews. In 1975, following the global popularity of Eric Clapton's version of Marley's I Shot the Sheriff, Marley had his international breakthrough with his first hit outside Jamaica, a live version of No Woman, No Cry, from the Live album. This was followed by his breakthrough album in the United States, Rastaman Vibration, 1976, which reached the top 50 of the Billboard Soul charts. A few months later, Marley survived an assassination attempt at his home in Jamaica and permanently relocated to London. There, he recorded the album Exodus, which incorporated elements of blues, soul, and British rock and had commercial and critical success. The Greatest Hits album Legend was released in 1984 and became the best-selling reggae album of all time. Marley also ranks as one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with estimated sales of more than 75 million records worldwide. He was posthumously honored by Jamaica soon after his death with a designated Order of Merit by his nation. In 1994, Marley was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone ranked him number 11 on its list of the 100 greatest artists of all time and number 98 on its list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. His other achievements include a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and induction into the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe, like and share this video to family and friends.